All right, guys, it's 2026, and I got something exciting to share with you. It's called our Reclaiming the Wild Men's Retreat. Okay. Now, every year, this weekend becomes a marker in the calendar because it's not just a retreat, it's a reset. We're talking about brotherhood, faith, being outside, and having genuine conversations. These are the kind of memories that you don't just get by accident. Now, it's going down April 24th through 26th, and it's at Abundant Blessings Farm in Stem, North Carolina. This year's going to be bigger than ever. The theme is simple. We've been commanded to unite. And let's face it, life is loud. Guys are feeling isolated. Guys are feeling like they're carrying so much. So we need a weekend to step out of that noise and to get sharp. And this year, I'm inviting you to bring your son or any male kids that are 5 and up, okay? Because these are the weekends that young men remember for life. And this is the time you'll get with them that you just can't replace. So here's the flow. Friday afternoon, guys show up. We set up camp. We have hors d'oeuvres. We have our bonfires, and we start having the genuine conversations. Saturday is chock full. We're hiking. We're fishing. We're kayaking. We're just spending a lot of time at the shooting range. And yeah, more food and bonfires. And then Sunday morning, we have a special service by the pond. Then we're out of there. So look, we're doing an early bird special for those that register before March 15th. So if you've been on the fence, now's the time to jump. So go to thelionwithin.us/events. That's thelionwithin.us/events to register today. So go ahead, register now, bring your son, and let's unite to reclaim the wild. Welcome to The Lion Within Us, a podcast serving Christian men who are hungry to be the leaders God intends you to be. I'm your host, Chris Granger. Well, let's jump in. All right, guys, this is your Fun Friday member spotlight. So we're going to have a lot of fun on this one. But before we get there, the scripture of the week this week is Romans 12, verse 21. It says, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. And guys, we took some time when we unpacked that verse at length in the spiritual kickoff episode. So go back, listen to that one. This week we've been talking about, I'm just a guy who's angry. So if you're a brother who's dealing with anger, hey, go back and listen to the podcast on Wednesday. And look, we do the Monday through Friday, we do a daily spiritual kickoff. So if you just need some encouragement throughout your week, hey, jump into that. That's free. It also gives you access to our prayer request space and lots of ways that we try to serve at the Lion Within Us. So go get right into it now, fellas. I'm super pumped to welcome one of our members of the line who's been on the line for a long time, but Johnny Murphy. What's going on, Johnny?
How's it going?
Oh, bro, I'm excited to be here with you, bud, man. It's just, it's so cool to be able to do this with you. And I love taking a chance just to let the world see, get to meet some of the members of the Lion Brothers. So thank you for taking time with us today.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for the invite. I appreciate it.
Yeah, brother. Well, maybe get the guys, like the ones listening, just give them a little bit of introduction about yourself, a little bit about your bio, your background, maybe how you came to know Christ.
39, married, live out here in Arizona. I got 2 kids, my son and my daughter. Um, some stepkids, some grandkids. And my wife, she actually helped bring me to Christ. I grew up, I grew up, you know, I grew up Catholic, CCD, all the things, catechism, and kind of lost my way. And between my wife and her mom, she kind of didn't push me, didn't step or anything like that. But
Right.
just watching her and my mother-in-law every day just kind of made me go more towards him.
Okay. So, I mean, and how long have you been married, Johnny?
We'll be 7 years in May 26th.
So a little bit later in life with so far as coming to Christ, and it sounds like she's had a big influence on you, man.
She has, and meeting her, we didn't meet in the most conventional way. I met her actually in Vegas on a Memorial Day weekend, and we got married the next day.
There you go.
Didn't know her friends or anybody. Just kind of, I looked at her and I knew I wanted to marry her. And since then, it's taken some work, but every day seeing how she was living and improving, that brought me to want to as well.
Right.
It's been great. It's been a blessing.
Man, that's so cool, man. And I'm trying to remember, how did you even get connected with the Lion? Like, at what point, where was that starting point at for you?
So, Like most men, I was having my struggles with lust, pornography, that type of deal, and I was lost. I tried, just like most men, doing it on my own, and I realized this is bigger than just me. Um, and so I started looking at different podcasts. I've always enjoyed podcasts, and different self help ones, and the very first one I found was yours. And it just so happened, like 2 days prior to that, you had done an episode on lust and porn and
Really?
men and that. And it was, God brought us together for sure. And I listened to it, loved it, went to your, actually looked at your background, went to your, the actual site. And that's when I signed up, and then just been growing since with the masterminds and that type of deal.
Man, that is so cool, bro. It's funny how God's timing works on like
Perfect.
podcasts, and it connects with guys exactly when they want it. Cause I mean, we record these things
Hmm.
pretty far in advance. You never know, man. His timing is always perfect, brother.
Hmm. For sure. For sure, especially connecting with with you, being on the opposite end of the country.
Yeah.
I'm here in Arizona, and it's just great bringing us together and
Yeah.
finding that fellowship.
Man, it's crazy, Johnny. Like now we got brothers that are in like Australia. It's
Hmm.
just like one
It's
of our
even
guys is in
growing.
he's in one of our guys is in India, and
Oh wow.
he's from India, living in Paris, and he hit me up. He's like, "Bro, I need to talk to you." I was like, "Okay." So we set up a Google Meet, and I'm sitting there with him, and he's telling me his story, and he's just trying to get married, and got a lot of stuff going on. And I'm like, "How did you even get connected with this?" He's like, "Well, through the Bible app and your plans," and then he just really spoke to me, and I'm like, "Brother." I'm like 2 degrees removed from Jed Clampett, and, like, I'm connecting with you from India who living in Paris, like, this is but God stuff. So that's just
Yeah.
it's been funny to see it's been just cool to see how God's working.
Oh yeah. Yep. It's definitely it's spreading. I've noticed how much we're growing, and it seems like this, especially just this year, or maybe the last
Yeah,
2 or 3 months in the
yeah.
SKOs, and just everybody being welcomed in, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
great.
It's cool, man. It's cool. Well, I mean, you're in one of our masterminds, which, that's kind of a big deal, and, I mean, what led you to make that decision to wanna hop into a mastermind?
You know, I saw, well, I felt more than seen how I've started growing when I first got into the line, and
Right,
watching the SKOs, and listening, seeing, connecting with other people was helping me, and I wanted more. I wanted to take that next step, because eventually I do want to be more of that leader role,
right,
and I've started stepping into that. And on top of that, my son, he moved out here from New Mexico. He wanted to live here, and he was 14 at the time. So I want to be able to show him and teach him how to become that leader as well,
right.
um, and and grow into that man, as a man, that leadership role.
That's it, bro. I mean, if you think through you've been in a lot of meetings and a lot of conversations with these guys, you're developing a relationship with them. What's been the most impactful part for you personally as you've been going through this process?
You know, everybody has a different background, and everybody's been a part of something different in their lifetime. In our masterminds group, we have veterans. We have former CEOs, we have law enforcement, and it's seeing all these different backgrounds, and they're all going towards the same goal, and they all have their different approaches, different parts. They're in different situations in their life,
Right.
and so it's almost like anybody that has a certain, I don't want to say weakness, but they're struggling with something.
Yeah.
Somebody may already have that in their life, so we can all interconnect and help each other in different ways.
That really is the beauty of it. And if you start thinking through maybe for you and what you talk with some of the other guys, what do you think that is the hardest part of being in a mastermind? It's because it's not for everybody. And I try to preface that when guys show their interest, because look, if you're not ready to lean in and do the work, it's probably not for you. But what do you think is the hardest part of leaning in and actually making an impact with what we're trying to do?
Um, you know, I think the dedication to it, because there is, I know, it doesn't sound bad. Oh, it's only, every other week there's a meeting. Um, but it's it's doing the work in between those meetings.
Hmm.
It's when you present, when you're on the hot seat, as we call it, that week.
Hmm.
Um, those next 2 weeks, the next month, we're going to check in on you. We're going to see how you're doing, your progress. And I feel like there's been people in the past that, they kind of they stay stuck. They say what they want to say, and then that's it. They said their piece, and then we don't see them the next month. And it's
Right.
like, it's I think the dedication, putting in the work,
Yeah.
and growing yourself. I think
Right.
that's the hardest part.
Yeah. It's easy. I mean, anybody can put on. I mean, just think about church, brother. Anybody can put on a good face for an hour, and blessed and highly favored and go and do our thing. But then like the work that the growth happens in between. And I'm so glad you said that because that's it. That's it. Cause you can't just come in and say something and go do, then live another life. No, we're going to hold you to it. And because we want to help them. But that's the ultimate. We're trying to serve so many guys with that. So, man, maybe I'm curious if I were to ask your wife, like, what's been the biggest impact in you from her purview, what do you think she would say since
Um,
being in the mastermind?
I think the my reactions to things. I used to be very short fused, very just quick to react,
Yeah.
and I still do every once in a while. Every once in a while, I have that, but I do take it back, and I'm quick to apologize and own and have that ownership and accountability.
Right.
I think that's going to be the biggest thing, is the accountability, the ownership, um, and actually stopping to think before reacting.
Man, I think I need to get myself in a mastermind. I'm just kidding. But no, you're all over it, brother. Well, I'm glad that she would see that. I mean, I'm just anytime I get a chance to talk with you, I just see the growth, man. You're doing some incredible stuff. You got incredible journeys that you go on. You're getting ready to head on one right now with your wife, and
Hmm.
so I'm just blessed to have you in the line. And maybe there's a listener out there, Johnny, right now who's been on the fence. Maybe he's not even joined the Lions Den yet, right? He's just sitting there and just consuming, or just the Bible plans on the Bible app. Which we want them to consume all that stuff. It's all to help them in their walk, but at some point we really want them to lean in so we can really come alongside and help them. So if that guy's on the fence, what would be your message to him to maybe join the Lions Den or put in an application for the mastermind?
You know, I can tell you I was headed down the wrong path. Um, and this has significantly helped me grow as a person. It's made me a better, not just a better husband, not just a better man, but a better father. And I think that it's it it's not like a typical type of connection. It's I'm connecting with other men, and I think that's the important part. Men, I think, get consumed a lot by outside influences that aren't always the best. So I can tell the person that's on the fence, it's a great group of guys. We all have each other's backs. We can both joke around with each other as well as be serious and hold each other accountable without judgment. And that's been my biggest reason for wanting to stay, wanting to join, and continue being here and improving myself. It's a judgment free zone, and we're all brothers, just
That's it.
trying to reach the ultimate goal.
That's it, bro. Well, man, it's an honor to have you in it and just to call you a friend and your support of the Lions. So just thank you, Johnny.
Thank
And
you.
anything else you'd like to share before we kind of head towards the end of this episode today?
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Anybody that's listening, we could use your prayers. My wife and I are flying to Europe on Sunday morning, early morning,
There
and
you go.
just use some prayers for safety and peace. Other than
That's
that,
it, bro.
that's about it.
That's well, bro. This has been great. So guys, uh, g- as we typically do on our Friday episodes, we do have our book of the week, which is 30 Days of Understanding the Bible. Go check that book out. But I got a couple of dad jokes I want to run by Johnny and see if either one of these get a laugh out of him. So if you're ready, Johnny, I'm gonna give you the first one. Okay.
All right.
All right. So I don't get why Marvel, the Marvel movies,
Mm-hmm.
I don't get why they don't use Hulk to advertise more. You know why?
Why is that?
Because he's basically one big banner.
I get that because my son loves Marvel movies.
That's
That's a
it,
good one.
bro. That's it. I like that one. I like Marvel movies. All right. So the second one is where do pirates go to get their hooks?
Where's
He
that?
thought secondhand stores.
I like the first one. If I had to choose, I'm going with the
All right,
first one.
you're
But
going with the
that's
first
still
one.
good.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. All right. So don't shoot the messenger. I just, I get these jokes. I just throw them out. But anyway, guys, that's the first one is I don't get why Marvel doesn't use Hulk to advertise more. He's basically one big banner. And number two is where the pirates go to get their hooks, secondhand stores. So look, we also in the Lions Den, we put these dad jokes out as a poll every Friday. And I don't know if you, Johnny, but I like to see like what guys vote and where. It really shows me how I align with guys. It's like, all right, we don't have the same sense of humor, or we always vote the same way, right? It's just pretty funny to see how that works. But anyway, thanks for playing along with that, Johnny, man. That was a lot of fun.
Of course, I actually screenshot them every Friday and send them to my wife and have her pick it too. So
There you go. I've had guys that tell me they'll run them by their wife first, and then their vote is dependent on her response. I'm like, wait,
yeah,
that's one way to do it,
yep.
So the question of the week, this guys, is how do you typically respond when anger rises up? I mean, Johnny talked about anger earlier, and I've been very upfront with anger in my life. So if you're struggling with anger, don't struggle alone. Connect with us. We're here to help you, here to walk alongside you and be a support system with you. So, Johnny, anything else you'd like to share today, brother?
Sir, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for
All
the
right.
invite, and just thank you for everything.
Yes,
You've
sir.
helped
Thank
me
you.
tremendously.
Amen, brother. Well, thank you for everything. And guys, keep listening. Hey, give us a rating and review to connect with guys like Johnny. TheLionWithin.us is the website. Join the Lions Den or put in an application for the mastermind. And we love to connect with you soon. So, guys, keep leaning in, keep showing up, and keep unleashing the lion within. It's time to stop neglecting the body that God gave you. And we're done making excuses and watching discipline slip. So we decided it's time to rebuild strength the right way. And we have our Health Stronghold Support Group, which is a dedicated space inside the Lion's Den, specifically for men who are ready to steward their bodies with discipline and purpose. Look, this is not just for guys trying to lose weight. Let's just clear that up. This is for guys who know that energy affects how you lead. Your habits affect how you lead your family, and discipline affects your calling. And most guys don't need another workout plan or some extreme diet ideas. They need a stronghold. They need to have a place where they can hear other men say, man, I've fallen too. I want consistency, not shortcuts. So inside our health stronghold, you're going to find real conversations around physical health and discipline, honest discussions about habits, setbacks, and progress, and encouragement for men pursuing strength. This comes with a monthly call with one of our trusted guides as well. So look, it's not about vanity. It's about stewardship. It's a place to train without shame and pursue strength without comparison. You don't have to impress anybody. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just got to show up. So the Health Stronghold is found inside the Lion's Den, and you can start a 30-day free trial today. So if you're ready to stop drifting, head over to thelionwithin.us. That's thelionwithin.us and hop inside the Lion's Den. Start your 30-day free trial and get started today at thelionwithin.us.